Hello everyone to the Manufacturers Cup, and this is round 3 and we are around Autopolis, and this is the qualifying lap. This is actually my second qualifying lap. This is going to be the first one here coming to its end, 45.288, and you'll see at the end of the lap what my actual lap time is. It's a bit funny, but one thing I want to point out immediately is I'm in P5 right now. And it's 1/10 away from pole. That should tell you how close this race is going to be. And Autopolis is a funny one for me because I thought I'd be really bad around here because usually I am. And with the little practice I've done, I've really surprised myself on how much pace I've actually got around here because I think you either love or hate this track. I think most of the community really hate this track. But I think that's mostly because they're bad at it. Me personally, I think I'm bad at it, but I still love it. I don't know what it is. It's just a really tight. I don't know. It's just something about it. It's difficult. It's a track that you really need to be quite skilled at to really hassle some pace out of your car. And I think that's where most of you don't really like it, or maybe because there's not much overtaking spots. There's not many. I think that might also be it. But me personally, I love it. So. This final sector is definitely, I think, mine and everyone's Achilles heel. Coming through Sector 2 split in a race, I might be 2/10 down on my fastest lap, but coming past the line, I'll be 1 second down. So I've lost 8/10 in this final sector, so definitely the most difficult. As we come under the bridge to our final corners, the gap to pole is increasing as people are improving, and that's going to go up to 0.504, but as you'll see as I come across the line, that becomes a half a second flat, so I improved by 0.004. Crazy improvements, right? And you'll see from maybe P3 to P10, that's about, do some quick maths. Maths isn't my strong point. 6/10. And that's really, really tight, so that should really tell you that this race is going to be close. Really close. Okay, quick test to see if my voice will cut out, because I'm still trying to diagnose this damn problem before I actually do the actual commentary, which starts now. Here we go, the race is starting now, and some info on the race. It's 16 laps, you have to use both the hard and medium compound tyre. And for the start of this race, I've opted to use the hard tyre. A lot of people actually have done it as well because we're all kind of under the same idea of let's save our medium so we have less fuel, so I have less wear. But this first couple laps are really the pack is just really close because again there's not many places to overtake. It's a bit like last week, except you're not really towing each other. You're just, I don't know, you're just keeping up with each other, I suppose. As, oh god, I'm not really sure what the corner names around here. Does this place even have corner names? As we come through the long left, which I usually struggle with getting on the power, we're right up behind Joshy Boy here. And it's too early to tell if I'm quicker or slower, if they're quicker or slower because everyone's so condensed. But one thing I noticed looking back at this, and I think I felt it as well when driving, going into these heavy braking zones, I was braking way too early, and this corner here is a good example of it. As that pack really gets away and the pack behind me closes up on me, and I think that was just me a little bit hesitant on the brakes and wanting to brake somewhat near my normal marks because I was really scared of just knocking someone ahead of me, just bumping into them because of, I don't know, yeah. Me braking on my normal mark, so I just started braking way too early. And another weakness for me as well was turn 1. I just couldn't get turn 1 very well, and you'll see I think I make the mistake into turn 1 as well, but here we go. P7 behind me in the McLaren is slowly closing up on me, and we're going to turn 1, and I think I'm gonna mess it up. Yep. Just like that, didn't really hit the apex, and the McLaren gets right up beside me. And because we're going into the really tight section, there's no, I can't really fight this, or else we'll just slow both of us down. So I let him pass, And we're down to P7. Not great, but it's only the start of the race. We've still got 15 laps to go. This isn't a daily race where you have to do everything within like 2 laps or everything is lost. You have time in these races, which is exactly what you want. As we go through this long left again, I kind of get it right, but the rear end kind of slips out. I lose some time, and the car behind me slowly catches up a little bit. And another thing which I'm pretty bad at is that hairpin I just went through there. I don't think I did it that lap, but sometimes I brake a little bit too late, and you just go wide and you feel like a bit of an idiot. As I go through that long right again, I think I actually got that one right, but this long right, didn't get that one correct. And there's so many like small nuances you have to do around this track to really nail it, and I think that's again why people don't really like this track, which is why it's so difficult, because a little bit of braking here and there, you're just going to understeer, and with these really long corners and consecutive corners as well, it just doesn't work. As we go down the pit straight for the second time, I think this is the lap onto lap 3 where things start hitting the fan a little bit, I believe. And going to turn 1, still kind of not hitting the apex or the curb, whatever. As we start going into the curves here, it's gonna get a little bit argy-bargy ahead, 3 wide, and everyone's kind of hitting each other a little bit, not on purpose, probably just because everyone's trying to find space. And I'm going to this hairpin, the Porsche's on my right here, can't really do much, as I'm just bumping the McLaren forward. If I found a way through, I probably would have got a position, but I'm on the outside here, not good. The Porsche's on my inside here, but he slightly bumps me out. As this is gonna get a bit hectic as we go on the inside of the Lamborghini, 3 wide momentarily, but we go up to the hairpin, and I bung it wide, just like I said last lap I would. And the NSX goes through, which kind of annoyed me. I think that was like 3 wide on the apex, but that kind of annoyed me because yet again, just like last week, I gotta sit here and stare at the back of a damn Honda again. 2 weeks in a row. And what I felt with this Honda is I'm quicker than it. I jump cut because I think I stay behind this Honda for like the next 3 laps, but I'm kind of bumping it ahead because I can't really overtake it in the spots where I'm quicker, and that thing is a little bit quicker on the straights. As I go really wide here, and I thought I was going to get overtaken here by Joshy Boy, but I just hang it out the outside and get a just good enough run and get towed by the Honda ahead that keeps me out of the Huracan behind me. As I think we're going to jump cut in a little bit here, so you see now it's lap 4, I think it's lap 5, lap 6, I think I make the move, as it should jump forward now. There we go. Yeah, okay. Lap 5 going on to lap 6. I get a much better run than that NSX, as there you go. It's a bit compromised, so we can really go for a move here. As we pass it halfway down the pit straight, and now we need to nail our braking point because he's still on the inside as he just slots in back there. I kind of mess it up, to be honest, and he gives me a little tap, and I go a bit wide, and he's kind of on my right, but he's not on my right enough to really go for an overlap. And you see the title of the video, how I titled this video, because that's kind of where the action ends, really. As we go up to our pit stop window. I think this is the pit stop window, so we're halfway, lap 8. Exactly halfway. And we're gonna go in for our pit stop. Eventually. And I think I'm looking at like my timeline here, because I edit the timeline before I do the voiceover. I don't think I put in a moment. No, I don't. You can see in 3rd place AE86 Gamer. He was on the medium tire, so he's going to be weaker on this final stint. Yeah, I don't have it. So basically, AE86 I think just spins it at some point, so he's out of contention. And yeah, that's not in my timeline, so rip to that. As we leave the pit lane, and there's a McLaren behind me, Labyrinth Kingdom. It's not the same McLaren as the one before. The one before was actually ahead of me by 5 seconds. He pit a lap earlier than me and got a good lap. And yeah, so he got a really good gap. And that McLaren behind me is pretty much going to stalk me to the end of the race. As we fast forward, I think, to the end? No, yeah, to the end of lap 9. The people in front of me, those guys didn't pit yet, so you see a bunch of them all on hard tyres, bailing into the pit lane to change their tyres for their second stint. And AE86 has already spun it. He's behind us in P10, so yep, didn't get to show that one. That's my bad, sorry guys. As we pass all the guys that are in the pit lane. There we go, and P5, and that's pretty much where we're going to end the race. And that McLaren, he was close, but he wasn't close enough to really mount a challenge. As we do one final jump cut to the end, the final lap, and it felt like a Sunday drive. You're just cruising there on your own, nothing else to do, just whittling down the laps. And that, we crossed the line, P5. Really good result. Same result, I think, as last week, although I get more points because I'm in a higher split, I guess, than last week. So yeah, that's the end of this one. Sorry there wasn't much more action, but hey, some races are like that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next round around the Nürburgring.